Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. You also find a way to take it to the stupid. Breaking Ennis to fight Zhang. Is that what Ennis needs to do? To get people to realize that guys at 147, they're not really trying to fight him? Is that what the headline needs to read? Breaking Ennis to fight Alexander Usyk. Breaking Ennis to enter the cage and wrestle a tiger, to swim across a river, man eating crocodiles. Y'all want this man to go get himself killed? They don't want to fight him at 147, people. Barrios, Stanionis, Butev. Only one person talking about coming in and fighting him. Cavalli-Oscars, but Eddie Hearn ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, Barrios and Stanionis, man, talking about fighting Boots. They want the cha-ching-ching. Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me. They want that Kareem. I mean, come on now. See, this is where Eddie Hearn messed up, in my opinion. Because he was out here talking all that stuff back in the day. Don't hate the player, baby. Hate the game. Because he had that damn checkbook, that $1 billion. He was out here cha-ching-chinging on people. Wu-tanging. So now when people look at Eddie Hearn, they just see him as a wallet. You know what I'm saying? He got the connections to Saudi. Matchroom will just, sit there and highlight it as, I think, the number one promoting outfit in boxing. I think they're valued at over $1 billion now. Something crazy. But that's the problem. Everybody wants to fight Boots. They want, 2-3 times what they're really worth. Tell y'all something. That ship has sailed, man. Eddie Hearn not trying to come out here and give these guys something they don't deserve. He's not trying to do that. Let me tell you, anyone who fights Ennis, look, he's with Matchroom now. You want to get a good payday, you fight Boots. And he's a champion. And Eddie Hearn's willing to work with you as long as it's within reason. But these fighters, they can't think that Eddie Hearn's going to be okay with them coming out here and basically sucking out his eyeball. I saw somebody put a post out there on Twitter. Guy talking about Ennis, him fighting Evanescence, that's not going to help his career. Hey, yo, McNicholas, quit being the seagull, flying into the comment section, dropping shit off, and flying back out. We know Evanescence. That's not Terrence Crawford. We know that. Shit, Evanescence knows he ain't Terrence Crawford. Boots knows that Evanescence isn't Terrence Crawford. But what you want him to do? Supposed to be fighting Cody Crowley. Y'all blaming Boots because Cody Crowley issues with his eyes haven't healed up properly. Y'all blaming Boots. Talking about that's not going to get him to Terrence Crawford, and he's fighting on the zone. No one knows anything about the zone. Boots Ennis just ruined his career, signing the Matchroom. Yeah, and look at the fights he has now. Roman Villa was a better fight than Evanescence. I'm like, yo, McNicholas. Y'all really have nothing better to do but come out here and goddamn complain. The best thing that Boots Ennis has done, and this is my opinion, is for him and his dad to say, you know what? Enough of this trying to do things on our own. Enough of this messing around with PBC. We don't know if they're coming or going. Showtime's out of here. Look, who right now is really representing fighters well and keeping them active and getting them paid? It's Eddie Hearn. Look, Eddie Hearn has been consistent. Out of all the promoters, Eddie Hearn has just been consistent. I don't know what the secret is. It seemed like his dad was well connected. And of course, fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, especially when the tree is still there. And Eddie Hearn has all the connections that his father had. And I do believe Eddie Hearn is very well attached to the secret society. I do. I'm not going to lie. But when you look at the welterweight division, I mean, it's just, if Stanley Eunice comes out here and wants $4 million, what you want Eddie Hearn to do, man? Boots Ennis is making $3.3 million this weekend, fighting at home. That's the kind of person that Boots is supposed to be getting. But Stanley Eunice had never made not even $2 million. Now he's supposed to come out here and make $4 million. Barrios won damn near $3 million or something, close to $3 million. That's just, look, when you look at the budget for that fight, that kind of money ain't there. And all these other guys there, look, really, in my opinion, Eddie Hearn, he and Boots should be looking at maybe dealing with the mandatory, and then after that, the champions. They clean out 147. But it's going to be tough because if he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr., who's going to be elevated to the WBO World Champion after Crawford fights Madrimov, Stan Eunice, who's going to bubble up to the WBA World Welterweight Champion, and Boris is already there, right? If he's trying to become undisputed, they're going to have to pay people. They're going to have to pay people. Or they're going to have to figure something else out. It's crazy. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think Jerome Boots Ennis will ever become undisputed at 147 because he won't be able to get the fights that he wants. Those guys don't have to fight him. They can fight the mandatory and take a voluntary defense. They don't have to fight Boots. Unifying, that shit is not that's something that they can do. They're not obligated to unify. Sanction body, they can't make them. Can encourage, push them that way. Then, in the politics of boxing, secret society gets involved. They can do some shady shit, and all of a sudden now the fighter has to go a different direction for less money or be stripped, and that forces them to go and fight who the sanction bodies want them to fight. But I don't think Jerome Boots Ennis will ever become undisputed. He's going to have to jump up to 154. Take some fights there. Which shouldn't be a problem if you look at how he cut weight. Looking kind of ghoulish anyway. So at 147 may be too small for him anyway. But he probably going to have to go up to 154. Find himself fighting Lubin or somebody else. That may be where he has to go. Because I'm telling you, 147, just horrible that nobody wants to fight him. And I think Eddie Hearn is going to find himself in a tough position trying to get fights for him. We know Boots already said he can go up to 160, but goddamn, it's horrible that we're sitting here even having this conversation. That's why I did the title that I did, breaking Jerome Boots Ennis to fight Zhang. Because that seems to be, that division seems like they won't have a problem fighting him. Anybody that's, I think, between 147 to 160, especially 147 to 154, like people are going to be thinking twice about getting in the ring with him. But let's see what happens this weekend with Evanescence. I'm telling you, if Jerome Boots Ennis gets in there and does the business like what I think he will, and tranquilizes Evanescence, I'm giving it 4. But within a couple rounds, I am telling you, them guys at 147 who are saying, shit, pay me $3 million, pay me $4 million to fight them, they're not going to want 8 or 9 or 10 million. You watch. Outprice themselves. Start shitting bricks. Boots going to be out here as a nowherean. Nowhere to go. Horrible to see what this man going through. And the thing is, he hasn't even done anything yet, really. You know what I'm saying? He's been out here, been impressive, but not really against stellar opposition. He's been solid guys, but he ain't fighting the champions yet. But, he about to fight a guy who's quality opponent. But after that, You watch. I'm gonna be reminding people, don't get mad at Boots. Y'all got mad at Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really getting mad at cruiserweights because ain't no real names there. Getting mad at Badu Jack. Y'all looked at what was down there in the weight division when Devin Haney became undisputed. Got mad at him. Can't get mad at him because Kambosos had the belts. Got mad at Crawford because of the guys he clipped at 140. Can't get mad at him. It is what it is. Look at how Canelo bubbled up multiple weight classes, clipping champion after champion. Those guys had titles. What you want Canelo to do? It ain't it's his fault that those guys had belts, weren't really the best in the division. They had the belts. Stars lined up, time and everything lined up. Canelo did the business. So don't sit here now with Boots Ennis, who it looks like he may not get the opportunities. Don't be mad when he just has to fight to stay busy, because he can't sit here and allow himself to be shelved, and Eddie Hearn's not going to do that just because they can't get the fights they want. But I have a feeling the Zone and Eddie Hearn are going to put together a plan to say, okay, look, we know we're going to have to overpay these guys to get Boots in the ring. And that's where I think they're brilliant people. And I'm sure Eddie Hearn's already seen, okay, we're already having problems trying to plan his next fight because of money. I'm sure they've already figured out a way to approach it. Probably be some slick shit. Maybe a pay-per-view event. And offer the guys, like I've been saying, hey, we'll give you a $500,000 guarantee, and we'll give you a percentage of the pay-per-view sales. That's where they hustle them. Same way PBC were doing. The pay-per-view does good, you make a bunch of money. If not, well, hey, at least you got your $500,000 guarantee. Because Eddie Hearn did that shit to Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, didn't they? Had Regis thinking he was going to make 30, 40 million. Regis just got his guaranteed money and get no money from the event because the event ain't make no money when he fought Devin. Now that's according to Regis now. Anyway, that may be what it is for Jerome Boots Ennis. Go on, man. Jaleel Zhang will fight you. That may be what you have to do to get these people off your back. Talking about you cherry picking, this ain't it. You're fighting on the Zone. You afraid to fight real competition. People just need to stop taking it to the stupid. Cut him some slack. He can't make people fight him. He can't. And if Eddie Hearn don't want to pay these people a purse they don't deserve, then it's for Eddie Hearn as a promoter to figure things out. And he normally does figure things out. Anyway, looking forward to see what's next for Boots after he fights Van Sian. Hope it goes as planned. And then hopefully he can go in his next fight. And if he has a fight as mandatory Chikazian, that's horrible. But if he can swerve that shit and do something else, hopefully it's a unification. That's the direction we need to see this man going. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Yo, I'm in the breeze.